Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Joy of Knitting with Gigi. And I am Gigi, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. It is the day before Valentine's Day. You will see this next week, the 18th, February 18th, I think. Anyway, I'm so glad to have you here. And we had so much go on since the last time, just a lot of knitting, a lot of thinking since the last video went up. I know the last one was very overwhelmed. We will talk a little bit about what I've done since then, but I want to start off first with what am I wearing? So today's what am I wearing is not clothing. It is jewelry. So I want to get up here close. This is Bertie Parker's designs. She did a collaborate. I hope you guys can see this. I can't tell because I'm using the back of my phone camera. Anyway, it's Bertie Parker Designs. I will put a link for her down below. I love Kristen. I met her a couple of years ago at Southern California Fiber Festival. I hung out with her again at Flock. She is the most creative, beautiful jewelry designer. I love all her stuff. Just couldn't say more. And as she will attest, if you ever run into her, how much jewelry has Gigi bought from you? And she'd say probably one of everything, almost. So yes, and she did this with Lola Bean Yarn Company. So you pre-ordered, we got the necklace, which I love. Gotta do this, yep, which I love, and these lovely dangling earrings, which are so fun. And since it's the day before Valentine's Day, I am getting ready to head off to my knit group at IKEA in Summerlin. That's where we meet. 10 to noon every Friday. So if you're ever in Las Vegas, reach out to me or just show up. Love to see you. It's, again, there's only one IKEA in Las Vegas, so it's right off the 215, right by the Durango Casino, not too far down the street, about a mile down the street from the Durango Casino and Resort. And, we usually get a dozen, anywhere from 12 to 20 women who come and sit around and we talk, and sometimes afterwards we go to lunch. It's a nice day, And I haven't seen my girls for almost 8 weeks, I think right before Thanksgiving, because I've just been moving and traveling and moving around, not moving, but moving around and traveling and just been on the go. Okay, so that's what I'm wearing. I will show you under acquisitions the cute little sock set that I got from Lola Bean that came with this. That's what I pre-ordered, and I got it about 3 days ago. So right in time for Valentine's Day. So I was really excited for that. Okay, let's see what else has been going on. I have not, since I talked to you last, I have not traveled. I am home until March 15th. March 15th, I will fly to Los Angeles to LAX, and I will meet up with my best friend, Maria, and we are going to fly to Lisbon, Portugal. We are doing a 4-day pre-cruise tour of Lisbon. And then I think we'll be SPJ, which stands for South Pacific Journeys Retreats. I will put a link here so you can see, and I'll put it down in the descriptions. Michelle is wonderful. She does amazing retreats. This is the third one that I will be on. I met my best friend Maria on the first one that I went to. That was the New England, Nova Scotia one. And then I just finished the Christmas market river cruise. And this one is also river cruise. We're going up the Douro River from Porto. Maybe we're going up or down. I don't know. I don't know if we're going north or south. But anyway, so we start in Porto, we end in Porto. And two of my knitting friends from here in Las Vegas, Joni and Cheyenne, are coming with us. They will be meeting us in Lisbon. And then I'm so excited, you guys. There was a cancellation, and our other best friend, Carmen, Maria, my best friend Carmen, she ended up getting a slot. And so she She is part of a large yarn crawl up in Northern California. So she's not able to do the 4-day pre-cruise, but we will be meeting her the day of the cruise when the embarkation day. And hold on a second. Okay, I don't know, my eyes are watering. I had this huge sneeze. Wow. Okay. Sorry about that. It is allergy season here right now. The spring is coming a little early this year, so I do get allergies. And for me, it's just the sneezing, like 9-10 times in a row. It's crazy. Anyway, so back to Carmen. Carmen got a slot. She is going to be on the cruise with us. We are so excited. And I am bringing my minimal, but my equipment, so that we can record a podcast together, the three of us. So you finally get to meet Carmen and Maria, and we're going to talk about dyeing, and we're going to talk about knitting, and show you what we brought on the trip, and just talk, so you can meet my two best friends. And so I'm really excited about that. Well, I don't know where on the ship we'll be doing that, but we're going to find a way to do it. So I'm really excited. Okay. Let's see, what else are we doing? What else have I done? Nothing. I am doing Lambtown this year in Dixon, California. That will be in September, so look online. I will probably be doing this. No, I will. I'm doing the Southern California Fiber Festival. Carmen is vending at both of those. And then I am pivoting. We talk about this all the time. I am pivoting away from all the notions and knick-knacks on my website, and I am going to lean into graphic t-shirts in this space, which I have found I have a lot of ideas. We have cute sayings, but I have a son who's an amazing artist who's been doing some drawings for me that I can then put on and add some fonts and graphic design. I love a really nice graphic t-shirt with a cardi. And that to me is fun. I will show you. I'll even show you. Let me back this up a little bit here. Okay. So all of my t-shirts I cut so that they curl up. Here, we'll just do this. This is from Madewell, by the way. And this red was like the perfect red. Anyway, I cut where I want it to be about an inch longer than where I want it to be, and it ends up rolling. The reason I did that, I'll pull this forward here. I started doing that because I bought a really cute t-shirt in Colorado last year, and I was wearing it, and I have a really, really short waist, like from my top of my hip bones to the bottom of my ribs is maybe this much. So I don't have a lot that goes in. And anyway, when I was wearing this regular t-shirt, and it's a men's cut, because most t-shirts are, it's rare that you find a woman's cut t-shirt that's graphic design. Anyway, I found this one in Colorado. I really liked it. It was mustard colored. It was really cute. And I was wearing it, and my husband's like, it looks a little frumpy. And, bless his heart, no rude comments about why would he say that. He's always got my back, I will say. And anyway, I thought, you know what? I wonder if I cut it like I had done one of my other t-shirts a while ago, if that would make it look better. Oh my gosh, night and day. It was so cute. I don't know what it does to it. It just makes it look so much better. And so that's what I do. I cut all my t-shirts, and then I wear them with a little cardigan. Sometimes they're cropped, sometimes I don't usually wear super long cardigans, unless it's like a duster, and that's a specific look and a specific design. So other than that, pretty much just stick to, top of my hip. I don't have to worry about, I don't have wide hips, so I don't have to worry about, the line of where that goes. If you have wider hips, you either have to go below the hips or right at the top, so that or just slightly down from the waist. Look, we've all learned, or hopefully we've all learned how to dress best for our body style. The girls, you can't hide them. There's just nothing you can do. And because I'm so much larger on top than I am on the bottom, it just makes me look larger all around. But you know what? It's just the way it is. And I'm not going to go and have them reduced. My grandma did. My grandma had a reduction, but she had back problems. So, and I don't have those. I don't have back problems. So I'm loving me the way I am. That's just it. So it's all good. Okay, let's get on to, I don't have any finished objects. So we're just going to go right into whips. Okay, first whip, and I am hoping to have this done by early next week. I know I gave myself a 1-week timeline to finish it. Okay, here's the deal. This is what has been going on. Football season is over. Super Bowl is over. The general manager and the scouting team, they're working 24/7. There's no time off for these guys right now because they're getting ready for the combines. We have free agency coming up. They're looking at who's available. The Raiders just hired a head coach. He's got to fill in. We let apparently a lot of the coaches and assistant coaches, the under ones, all were let go. There's a lot of places to fill in that department, in the coaching department, and then of course now it's time to fill with players. Well, Mr. Nitz's role is player health and wellness, so he's in charge of the strength and conditioning, the prehab and rehab, the nutrition, and the mental health. So he hired, he was in charge of making sure we had the medical staff, all of that. So right now, we've got players in there who do come in on a daily basis and they work out. And we have a few, very few, having rehab because they had to have surgery or, various things going on, which I'm really surprised, even though we stunk this year. Man, we stunk it up this year. The Raiders just stunk, okay? Last in the league, 32nd. But guess what we were number one on? We were number one on player wellness. So they do this matrix. For those of you who are not into football and you just hear like Charlie Brown's teacher going, wah, 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 just go ahead and fast forward through to the next chapter. But with that said, what happens is they do this calculation, and they calculate the amount of time various players have missed being on the field because of injuries. And then they lump it all together and they figure it out. And so my understanding is that we had a total of 94 games of missed time because due to injury. That is a really, really low number. And I believe the next team, who was number 2 in the league, was 140 or 150 games. So apparently it wasn't even close. We just absolutely surpassed everybody in keeping our players healthy and playing. And that means a lot because to Mr. Neds, that matters a lot. I will say, he is really good. He's the best in the world at what he does. And I'm not saying that because I'm Gigi and Mrs. Nitz. Honest to goodness, he is phenomenal at what he does. He does it for he's done a lot of different, it hasn't always been just football. So, okay, I'm just going to move past that. I've already done my diatribe. I love my husband. So, with that said, he's been around a lot. And I haven't had my solitude time to be here and be in my space and just knit. So it's delayed me, okay? But here we are. I have to weave this in. I'm going to back up a little bit. In fact, you know what? Let me put this on a wide angle and then we'll come back so you can see these better. Okay, wide angle so we can see the knits better. This is Petite Knits, Cumulus, and you'll see I have the bag over here. I'll put it over here next to me. Okay, so this is a Cumulus blouse, and I have already done the I-cord bind off. This I-cord bind off I did with 4 stitches. So I got to the end, I did backwards loop, cast on for 4 stitches, and then you knit 3 stitches, then knit 2 stitches through the back loop, and then move your 4 stitches back over. So you're casting off 1 stitch at a time, because that 4th stitch, do 1, 2, 3, your 4th stitch is your last loop cast on with your first to be casted off stitch. So I did that, but I did not use the sparkle yarn with that cast off because one, it's hard to get it all through, and it just made it easier, and it's a softer edge so it doesn't scratch your skin, particularly on the neck. So the neck I did, but I did a 3 stitch I-cord cast off. And then on the sleeves, here's how I modified the sleeves. So you're supposed to have about, I think it was 74 stitches. I could be wrong, but I ended up with 80 stitches on the needles. And I knit in the round with 2 circular needles. It's really easy for casting on those under stitches in the underarm. And I have found a way now to do it so that it's very cohesive and it ends up going back on the needles, because I do hold them on barber cord, the stitches for the sleeves, and then you cast on underneath the armpit, and you don't have to do a beginning around because your beginning around is the armpit part. So I don't have to worry about any of that. Anyway, I cast on 80 stitches, 40 on each circular needle. I did no decreases. And the reason I didn't do any decreases is that I waited until about 3 rows before I wanted to bind off. I did a 3/4 inch sleeve, and then I cast off about half of them or knit them together. So I did knit 2, knit 2 together, knit 2, knit 2 together. So I went from 80 stitches to 40, and then I did it again the next round, and I decreased down to, no, I went from 80 to 60 and 60 to about 44 stitches. And then I knit 1 round all the way around and then did the I-cord bind off. So it kind of gives it a balloon sleeve look, which is what I wanted. Makes it look a little bit more fancy. So that is what I'm doing. I cast this on yesterday. I was at the Ford dealership and I was waiting for our truck to have the bed cover installed. So I had about an hour or so. And anyway, I went and did this. See, here's my 2 circulars. Okay, hold on. There we go. Pull them out. So that's what I knit on. Okay, so we're going to be done with that very, very soon. Then this one should be done. I should do it. I've left it for 2 days and haven't done it. All I need is the Italian bind off. It's all ready to go. And I am showing you Rosie 2.0. So here she is. I cropped her. And I'm much, much, much happier with her. I think this is going to look a lot better. I wear it over a maxi dress, a brown maxi dress, or I wear her with, I can wear her with a t-shirt coming out from the bottom if I wanted to, or just a pair of brown, like leggings type things. So very, very happy. I will say, not all mohair is created equal. And I was using a mohair for, the Robinson cardigan wrap. I decided to frog that, and I'm going to go up 1 or 2 needle sizes. The fabric was really, really dense. And so I'm going to have to re-swatch, figure out the gauge, figure out the size, and cast that back on. But again, because I said I'm all about fabric, it's going to be a lot better. So Rosie 2.0, with this mohair, I could not reuse it because all the fluff was like gone after you ripped it out. I was lucky enough, I had enough of the main color yarn and the mohair that I was able to just reknit the band, the ribbing. And that's all I had to do. I went back to about 4 inches 4 inches after the color work was done. And then I went down my needle size to my ribbing size needle, and I went ahead and knit a full row and then started my ribbing. And so now I've already done the setup rows and it's ready to go. I just have to get the needle out, measure out my yarn, cut that, and do the bind off. I will, before this posts on YouTube next Wednesday, this will be done. So I will put a picture of what it looked beforehand and what it looked after. Here we go. I'm just going to sit here and put up this picture so you can see this is what it looked like beforehand. And now this is what it looks like a little bit cropped, a little bit, I think probably 3 inches. 3 inches is what I went back. So there you go. And you can comment if you like it. If you don't, it's okay. I'm not going to just, we said, just don't be rude about it. Just be kind, because I like it. So anyway, that is the Rosie Sweater 2.0. I received February's Farmer Daughters Fibers Sock Squad. And here it is. This luscious, wonderful, with my hair on it, red. We'll go up close to that. And this is spectacular. It came with, hang on, I will run and get it. It came with a burgundy. Here it is. In fact, I'm going to go back to this. Haha, there we go. It came with this burgundy. So this is what she gave it. It's February. My birthday's in February. Valentine's Day is in February. My anniversary is in February. So I wanted to do something different than just a standard sock. And I did tell you that I'm going to try something new or do something different every single month. So I found Emma's sock yarn, and I think it's the colorway Sweet Magnolia. Yes, it's Sweet Magnolia. And look at that. Is that not beautiful? So I have, what is this called? I'll put the name of it up here and the designer. I found these socks, and I think I don't remember. Anyway, they've got hearts on them. So here they are. This is what I've done so far. And you can see the hearts alternate. And I am going to modify it a little bit. I've started a heart right here and right here. And I think that's going to be the last heart, or I might do one final one. No, I'm not. I'm going to do these 3 sets, this one, this one, this one. And then I'm going to stop the stripes at different levels. On the bottom of these socks, and I will show you a picture, on the sole, you're knitting in color work these little teeny hearts. And so I think at the bottom of each one of these stripes, wherever it stops, I'll do a tiny little heart where it stops. And then the top of the foot will just have Yeah, because the stripe is going to stop at on the top of the foot. And some will stop like right past the ankle. Some will stop a little bit farther down. I might do one big heart right before the toe. I haven't decided that yet, but I'm really excited because the little itty bitty hearts on the bottom of the sole, I think that's fun. I haven't ever done color work on socks before. And again, knitting in the round, 2 circular needles. This is what works for me. So I've tried shorties. I've done those, the 9-inch circulars. I can't do that. I've done DPNs. I've done magic loop. This to me works the best. So I'm very excited with these. And I think at the end, I'm going to pick up a crochet hook and do some lace in this, just on the top, because these will stick out of my ankle boots. The ones that I have a pair of black ones. Let me see I'll put a picture of me. It was on the ship and I was knitting. It was in the Rosie, and there's a picture of my boots there. So you can see those. Oh, I think you saw them last. Did you see them last time? No, well, maybe. Yeah, when I was with Katie, my last episode, I think I stuck my boot up in the camera to show you the socks that I found. Yeah, whatever. I told you, this isn't scripted. This is just me. There's me talking. Okay, so I will put the name of this here, the designer. I cannot remember. I'm so sorry. That's just my bad. Okay. Next one. I have come a long ways with Andrea Mowry's Night and Day and Night shawl. Let me flip this around here because it's on the needles and I'm in the middle of a row. Here we are. I'm on the decreases, so you can see how there we go, how it's decreasing this way. I literally have 4 more rows of the decrease, and then we go on to the next section, but we're almost there. So Leninberg, Gotts Merino, Leninberg, and this is Sydney Sunrise. And this is a local dyer in Nova Scotia. I purchased these off of Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Thank you for reminding me of it was actually one of you, your friend is the one, I don't know if she's the yarn dyer or if she's Tracy who owns the shop. I think it's the yarn dyer. Natural You. Love it. Wonderful to knit with. And I think it's coming out spectacular. Again, so here we are, graphic t-shirts. I have the Woolen Affair t-shirt that I bought at the general store in Brooklyn because she's the one who sponsors the Woolen Affair at Rhinebeck. It's one of those pre-shows, pre-festivals before the sheep and wool. And anyway, it has these colors in it. And I thought, okay, this would be so cute if it's cooler, but I just want to wear a cowl. So anyway, very, very, very happy with this. This should be done hopefully next time. And then the final thing that I've been working on, and there's a bit of a story behind this, is I am doing Magpie Fibers in 2026 Beav-a-Long. And the only requirement is you use at least one of their beaver colorways. So I am using, okay, let me start with this. I am doing the Creativity Cowl. You guys, look at the stitches. These stripes are so fun and so spectacular, right? Now, this has me thinking, I want to knit a sweater with these stripes on it. But then I'm like, do I want the whole thing to be striped? Or do I just want maybe the bottom 12 inches striped? I don't know. This really has my wheels going. And this would not be hard. This would not be hard to do on just a basic sweater to add these stripes. So I'm thinking about that. Okay. What am I using? Oh, I am using Dream Beaver, Bougie Beaver, and Spicy Beaver. And I'm using their Swanky sock yarn. I'm holding it double because for whatever reason I didn't do DK. And this was from my stash, and it is actually, these were from my stash too. I bought these, sorry, let me get my fingers in it. I bought these at Flock last year. So when the Beav-a-Long came up, I thought, okay, I have these, so what can I do with these? This is Rowan Moda, and it's their 100% wool. I have a pair of, I'm not kidding you, pants that my oldest daughter asked me to knit her, and I have knit yay amount of one leg. So I do not recommend knitting pants because it's taken forever. I don't know. But I do have this fabulous, fabulous off-white yarn. I will put up the information on this one so you have it. I don't know if they even sell it or have it anymore because I've had it in my stash so long. Anyway, the thing is, I had to rip this back the other day because it says on the stripes that you're to carry your non-working yarn up this edge, which has an I-cord to it. It's an I-cord edge. However, here's the problem. And I'll put a picture of this up here. She does have the picture of her cowl with different color stripes. So I'm like, okay, I am carrying 6 strands because these are double up this side because I have 3 different colors. And it looked terrible. It looked awful. It wasn't hiding in the I-cord. It was, and then I would wrap this around to hold it in, and it looked like a hot mess. So I thought to myself, if I rip this back, if I frog it and go back to this first one, I left this one, I started all the way back here at the beginning of the second stripe here. If I do that and I cut my yarn at the beginning and the end for every single color, that's going to be a lot of yarn to weave in. But it looked so bad that I thought, okay, I'm willing to do that. And what I'm doing is I do about 6 stripes, anywhere from 4 to 6 of these stripes. And then I stop what I'm doing. I take out my darning needle and I sew it in. It has made it a lot easier, much more manageable. I'm just taking it in bites. And the reality is it's on the same side. So you go in on this side, you go across with the color, you come back with color. It's only 2 rows, wrong side, right side, and that's it. And then you cut it and you go back to your white. So the white or the cream, I'm carrying along as I go. And it's just the stripes. But even the back side, isn't that cool? I just love like this little, because this little white, when you are finished with your color, you knit across the back side, and it gives this little pearl on the front, this little pearl bump. And I just love it. I love it. I just think it's so fun. So Creativity Cowl, Magpie Fibers, Beav-a-Long. And I am also doing Brienne Moody's Spin Cycle Happy Camp sweater knit along. So there's Facebook groups for both of those, and everybody's free to join. Go look at the different requirements or whatever if you want. I am casting on this weekend for my pullover. I've already done one Happy Camp, which This next one I'm doing it a little bit different. The color work is going to be dark, not light on this, so the flowers will be dark. I'm hoping it comes out as good as it is in my head. I just wanted to do something a little bit different with that. So I will be casting that on this weekend. Okay, I think that's it for this section. That's all my whips. And that's it. And then I have a few acquisitions I will show you. and then we will be done for the week. From Mustache Yarn, and this is called Whole Latte Love. And what they do, it's a perfect must-match set. So they will wind the yarn for you, so you have 2 perfectly matched socks. This is the year of the sock, and I think this is so cute. I do have some brown, which would be cute for a heel and a cuff. I think that's what I might use. Just do something really bold in that. Although, no, that doesn't, no. I have minis. I have lots of different minis, so I will find something. I also have Yarn Nouveau fingering. So there we go. I'm going to be making that. And then along with this pre-order of, I told you it was a collaboration between Birdie Parker Designs, Christine, over at Birdie Parker Design, and Lola Bean Yarn. This is what came. Okay, you guys, wait, I gotta show you. Look at that. Isn't that just adorable? And I think I know the perfect socks to knit with these, because I saw a pattern that had 4 colors. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this. I just love it. It's so cute. Either that, or I'll do another cowl. Excuse me. I prefer cowls over shawls. So sweater, cowl, and I'm kind of going to become a sock person. I like the socks. Won't be doing beanie hats because it's just, too hot here in Las Vegas. So I might do one. I do go to the snow. I visit once in a while. So anyway, that's my acquisitions there. Okay, anything else? I'm trying to think. Oh, I wanted to give you a quick update. So my last video was totally overwhelmed. I had so much yarn. I didn't know what to do with it. Thank you for all of the suggestions. And I have to say right now, I am feeling a definite lightness of being right now, because I have destashed and purged so much of my yarn. And what I did was, if I had something, I put it in a 2-gallon Ziploc bag. I have little white, postcards, blank, and I wrote the name of the pattern and who the designer was, so it has a plan. I have not yet gone through all of the bags, and I am going to put them in order. I do have some yarn left over that I kept it if it's neutral, if it's something I'm definitely going to use, or I don't have a plan for it, but I know I could use it for X, Y, or Z because it's a basic color that I use. Kept it. I have some, what they call Zauer balls. I have a couple of those. I am going to do a bin of just sock yarn now that I'm actually doing socks, and I am doing that. So I'm feeling more organized. I just have one closet left, and that is today and tomorrow. I will be finishing purging that. I did the whole, so I have 2 closets. I have one that goes from lace weight to sport weight, and then I had one that was my DK worsted, bulky, whatever. I don't hardly use DK. I do use DK, but the worsted and the bulky and all that, I don't use it. And there was some spectacular yarn, so I called a local charity. They were thrilled, and I was able to gift them a lot of yarn. And I'm not even going to tell you how much. I did tell Maria. It was embarrassing. So I'm feeling just so much more calm. I really have an understanding of what I want to do and what I'm doing moving forward. I only have to do now is inventory the yarn. I'm going to get it on Ravelry in my stash, and then I'm going to take all of my bags that I have that I know what I'm knitting with, and I'm going to put them in my queue, and I'm going to prioritize them. I can move them around, I know, in Ravelry. So if at one point something doesn't seem as interesting to knit, I'll move it down or move something else up. But that's where I'm at right now with that. I'm feeling a lot more calm. I still have more work to do in my office to get things really, really streamlined and feeling super cohesive and calming, because I want this space to be a very calming space for me. So that's where I'm at with that. Thank you for all of your comments. I appreciate you coming and visiting with me every single week, leaving your comments. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I don't know which direction it is. Somewhere. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know whenever I put a new video up. I do try to do them every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 a.m. Pacific Time. So, and that's where I'm at. But thank you again for following. Put joy in every single stitch that you do, and we'll see you back here next week. Thanks for coming.
Please